July 13, 2024. An assassination attempt on a former president, live before thousands, nearly changed America forever. A sniper's bullet grazed Donald Trump's ear, missing a fatal shot by mere inches. In seconds, chaos threatened to erupt nationwide. Today we break down the attack, the planning, and the split-second decisions that averted disaster. This is the real story behind the day America stood on the edge. The attack wasn't in a fortified city, a place where you'd expect tight security and layers of defense. It wasn't a government building surrounded by concrete barriers and vigilant guards. Instead, it unfolded at a rural rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. A seemingly ordinary location, far removed from the hustle and bustle of urban centers. The sprawling fairgrounds, a place usually associated with agricultural exhibitions and community events, became the stage for something far more sinister. Open fields, stretching as far as the eye could see, provided little in the way of natural barriers or defensive positions, and scattered buildings, designed for temporary use and easy access, offered minimal security infrastructure. These factors created significant security gaps, vulnerabilities that a determined attacker could easily exploit. The shooter exploited the venue's openness, using the very nature of the event against itself. He was able to easily blending into a passionate crowd, becoming just another face in the sea of supporters. This wasn't random, it wasn't a spur-of-the-moment decision fueled by impulse. He'd scouted the site, meticulously studied security protocols, observed patterns of movement, and identified weaknesses, and picked a spot just outside the main perimeter, a calculated position that offered both concealment and a clear line of sight. The choice of Butler, a seemingly innocuous location, was the first move in a calculated plan, a carefully orchestrated scheme designed to maximize impact and inflict harm. Thomas Crook, a young man of just 20 years, arrived on the scene in a battered and well-worn van. The vehicle, showing signs of age and neglect, was perhaps the first indication of the calculated nature of his actions. He deliberately parked the van outside the designated security zone, a decision that would later raise significant concerns among investigators. This initial act suggested a clear intention to avoid scrutiny. Crook strategically avoided the established checkpoints, demonstrating an awareness of security protocols and a desire to remain undetected. He was carrying his rifle discreetly, taking advantage of the state's open carry laws to blend in while still armed. This allowed him to move with a degree of freedom that would have been impossible otherwise. Calm and seemingly unnoticed, he moved deliberately along the edge of the crowd, a ghost in the periphery, carefully observing his surroundings and planning his next move. With a calculated approach, he began methodically approaching his target, each step carefully considered, each movement precise and deliberate. Disturbingly, initial reports suggest his van may have contained explosive materials, a detail that paints an even more sinister picture of his intentions. This potential presence of explosives hints at a broader and far more dangerous threat, raising the stakes considerably and prompting a full-scale investigation. By consciously staying on the periphery of the event, he was able to maintain a low profile and avoid drawing unwanted attention to himself. This strategic positioning allowed him to effectively bypass the main security focus, slipping through the cracks and exploiting vulnerabilities in the event's defenses. Crook's quiet and calculated advance, meticulously planned and executed, chillingly set the stage for his deadly intent, transforming a public gathering into a scene of potential tragedy. Crook needed elevation and found it a nearby commercial shed just outside the secure zone. Using a forgotten ladder, he climbed onto the roof, hidden from the crowd but with a clear shot at the stage. Lying prone, he steadied his AR-15, waiting for Trump to appear. From this sniper's nest, he was invisible and in control. The rooftop climb was the final step before the attack. Crook was 137 meters from Trump, about a football field and a half. Only 3 meters closer to the Secret Service counter-sniper team, he was in a deadly triangle. Both shooter and agents had clear lines of sight, making this a race against time. Crook gambled he could fire before being spotted. The entire event balanced on seconds and distance. At 6:11 p.m., Crook fired up to 8 shots. The crowd heard cracks, some thought fireworks, until Trump's head snapped right, a bullet grazing his ear. That instinctive turn saved his life by inches. Bloodied but alive, Trump ducked behind the podium. The shooter had hit his target, but not fatally. A split-second movement changed history. Confusion turned to terror as the crowd realized what happened. "He's got a gun! On the roof!" Panic swept through thousands. People screamed, ducked, and ran for cover. Cell phone footage captured the chaos and fear. In seconds, a rally became a nightmare. Secret Service agents sprang into action, forming a human shield around Trump. "Get down! Get down!" They shoved him behind the armored podium. Other agents drew weapons, scanning for the shooter. Their response was fast, disciplined, and fearless. Even as chaos erupted, their training took over. On a nearby rooftop, the Secret Service counter-sniper team scanned for the attacker. They spotted Crook, prone with his rifle. With no time for warnings, a Secret Service sniper fired a single, precise shot from an Mk-13 rifle. The bullet struck Crook, ending the threat instantly. One shot saved countless lives. The silent rooftop duel was over. As agents shielded him, Trump rose, blood streaming from his ear. He raised his fist high, a gesture of defiance. The crowd's fear turned to roaring support. Trump mouthed "fight" 3 times, rallying his supporters. In that moment, he transformed from victim to symbol of resilience. The image became instantly iconic. Defiance in the face of death was broadcast worldwide. In a moment that seemed to stretch into an eternity, the unthinkable happened. Amidst the cheering crowds and the vibrant energy of the rally, a sudden threat emerged, forever altering the course of the day. Within mere minutes, the Secret Service, springing into action with unparalleled speed and precision, rushed President Trump from the stage. He was quickly whisked away in an armored vehicle, sirens blaring as the motorcade sped towards the nearest hospital, every second feeling crucial. The urgency was palpable, a stark contrast to the celebratory atmosphere that had permeated the air just moments before. Upon arrival, medical personnel swiftly attended to the president. His injury, while serious and requiring immediate attention, was thankfully assessed as not life-threatening, a collective sigh of relief washing over those who had witnessed the harrowing event. The rally site, once a symbol of political fervor, was immediately transformed into a federal crime scene. Yellow tape cordoned off the area as law enforcement officers worked diligently to secure the perimeter and preserve any potential evidence. The Federal Bureau of Investigation took over the investigation, deploying agents in tactical gear and federal investigators to meticulously comb through the scene, searching for clues and piecing together the events that had unfolded. This shocking incident marked the first time since the attempted assassination of President Reagan in 1981 that a sitting U.S. president had been wounded in such a brazen attack, a chilling reminder of the ever-present dangers faced by those in positions of power. The news of the assassination attempt sent shockwaves of disbelief and concern rippling through the nation, uniting people in a shared sense of vulnerability and uncertainty. The implications of this event extended far beyond the immediate aftermath, casting a long shadow over the upcoming 2024 election and raising profound questions about the future of American politics. In a matter of minutes, the course of history had been irrevocably altered, leaving an indelible mark on the nation's psyche and ushering in a new era of uncertainty and reflection. A millisecond, a few inches, everything could have been different. The attack revealed chilling planning, heroic response, and what some call miraculous luck. It's a stark reminder of how fragile stability is. This moment will be studied for years. Was it a miracle or just timing and training? Let us know your thoughts below. Thanks for watching and stay safe.